Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Commu. Let's continue. Isalone, my workplace. The crickets are chirping here tonight.
暇だ。この上もなく暇だ。
I know what you mean.
人がドミノ並べの世界記録あたりに挑戦したくなるのはきっとこんな夜なんでしょうね。
This is really unusual for a Monday. The business district is surprisingly busy on Monday nights. Normally, even back alley bars like this get quite a bit of traffic, but for some reason no one's here today.
まあ、一元さんいらっしゃい的な店でもないわけですが。
But even the regulars aren't coming.
それを言われると一体、今日はもう看板にしますか。
Could we wait a bit longer? I've missed a lot of hours lately, and I'd like some more money. My days have been very busy lately, and I have no idea what might happen
言っ
next.
てください。お困りでしたら融通しますよ。
I appreciate the thought, but I don't want to start owing you or anything.
私と秋人くんの仲じゃないですか。
Saying that with those eyes is only making me less willing. It makes me afraid of losing things, like my virginity. You mean your anal virginity?
カビン。
Because you know, he already had sex with a Haru on the common route. A strangely old-fashioned reaction. Should I head outside and try to draw in customers? At times like this, being so far from the main street is kind of a handicap.
おお、なんて営業熱心なんですか、あなたは。育成はオーナーも夢じゃありませんよ。
Please stop
ウ
dreaming.
ィットに富んだ毒舌にも磨きがかかりましたね。いい、すごくいい。ますます私好みです。
I've just been learning from those around me. The kinds of people who use childhood friends and lollies as ammunition against you. Lollies?
ま、のんびり外の空気でも吸ってきてください。ここは私一人で大丈夫でしょう。
Call me if any customers show up. I take off my apron and leave through the thick wooden door. The night sky is bright. I can see a full moon between the buildings. At this time of night, I guess students. Salarymen have to work tomorrow, but not all students spend the night in karaoke booths. Our bar is just the kind of place that needs to find ways to tempt people in. We are offering special deals on cocktails right now. I don't know if that will work though. An ancient urban legend, for all I know, the owner might know a guy who lived through it. I guess we are urban legends now too. Avatars, communes, girl A. Before I knew it, I was right in the middle of the underground pantheon. For a moment, I'm in darkness. At first I think my eyes are deceiving me, but they're not. There she is, in a narrow alley in the pleasure district, just like when I first met her. What was her name again? I forgot. Yoshimori Minato. It's her. It wasn't that long ago, but Yoshimori seems noticeably more adult now. When did I last see her again? That's right, it was in the hospital. Neon red shines on her face. It's definitely the same person. I kinda want to know what's happened since then. I'm a little surprised to see her back in the pleasure district after what happened to her. She'd better not be doing anything drug related. Neon blue, our eyes meet. Emotion flashes across Yoshimori's eyes, shock and nostalgia. What we went through recently feels like it happened years ago. My life has been moving too fast these days. Yo! I raise one hand and greet her casually. Neon green, she answers with a smile. A soft expression, unlike before. She doesn't seem to fit in with the business district. She almost seems timid. Maybe this is what Yoshimori Minato is really like. Yeah, looks like you are too. Nothing's really changed. If you're here to confess, then I'm totally free. As our lukewarm conversation slowly breaks the ice, I notice someone standing behind Yoshimori. What? He brushes aside any notion of proper greetings or personal space, staring at me without hesitation. A dog's eyes. Is he a boyfriend or something? There's an undeniable air of violence around him. If it wasn't for that, he could be a host with his looks. He appears 2 or 3 years older than me.
ほら、この前言ったじゃん。薬抜けるとき世話になったやつがいるって。
そうか。
いや、面倒事じゃなきゃいいんだがよ。
He seems disappointed somehow, as if he was hoping for the chance to punch me. I'm curious what would happen if Isawa met this guy. Would they hit it off, or would it rain blood? My money's on the latter.
あ、こっち西荻、こっちは水輪。
Nishiogi? Yoshimori interrupts by introducing us to each other. Pleased to meet you.
湊は今俺たちの仲間だ。
Us? Who is us? That was sudden. Where on earth is that considered a valid greeting? Before I know it, 3 more people are standing behind him. He's smirking. So 5 people in total. Doesn't that mean she's no part of a commune?
水はっつうたが、例の件の噂は聞いているがよ。一つ聞かせてもらいて。どうやった？
The dog's eyes stay fixed on me. This guy knows something. That's what his eyes tell me. Do what?
んなもん、湊が抜ける時の話に決まってるだろ。
The dealers Minato owed money to. Isawa snapped and summoned Babylon inside their base of operations. Most people assumed the carnage was caused by infighting.
見たところ、腕っぷしで売ってるようにも見えねえしな。残らず半殺しだって。死んだやつまでいるとかいないとか。
He clearly isn't asking out of innocent curiosity. I happen to have a pretty girl guardian.
あ?
The law of silence. No, nothing like that. A heat that doesn't suit me smolders somewhere deep inside. I hate unfortunate women. The brutal man in front of me, Nishiogi, he must be affecting me somehow. I don't normally feel this unhinged. When someone doesn't care what their strength does to others, they're bound to get everyone around involved sooner or later. I know I'm doing something stupid. I mouth off, even though no one asked me to, and there's absolutely no need for it. She's incredible. She can punch through a meter-thick wall with her bare hands. She'll come to me if I whistle, and her alias is the Pitch Black Valkyrie.
やめろよ。
She's not yelling at me.
分かってら。
He lets go of my collar with a terrifying smile. He backs off very, very slowly.
やらねえよ。こんなところじゃな。
Yoshimori and the other 4 walk off into the business district crowds. I watch her walk away, leaving me behind, and then she turns around.
じゃあ行くから。みんなによろしく。
Hey, something feels wrong.
大丈夫。もうやめたから。
I see. I feel like she just hung up on me. A deep, dark river flows between us once again. When it comes down to it, if someone asks me what Yoshimori means to me, all I can say is that she's a friend of a friend who I helped out a little. In other words, a total stranger. It'd be so much easier if I could just tell myself that and forget about it. I learned something from what happened to Kurori. Even if I can pull the trigger, I don't have the strength to accept the consequences. Ever since the day I saw that red color, my heart still hasn't given up. For a long time, I couldn't tear my eyes away from the street where Yoshimori went. If she asked for help, I'd do everything I could, but... I look closely at my hands, tiny hands that can't reach anything. I know that better than anyone, but... I wanted to be strong, like an unbreakable blade that could tear through the invisible things binding my heart. I can't describe this emotion, but it runs wild inside me like frustration. My heels are as heavy as iron, but I forced them to turn around. I still have work tonight. When I go back inside, there's a customer at the bar, a woman. Oh, it's her again. Tori. The death goddess raises her glass and smiles. Hasekura Tori, the magician from a foreign land. Welcome. I set aside my strange, complicated feelings and trauma and focus on my customer service.
あちらの夫人からご指名ですぜ、旦那。
An irritating laugh and dirty words. You sound like the senior prostitute in a brothel.
あなたに年上属性があるとは意外でした。
Well, I can't exactly bring younger ones down here.
しかし、明人君と彼女、何やらただならぬ訳ありな関係と見ましたが、いかが？
I'm not sure how to answer. I remember Nishiogi, the mad dog from a minute ago. This night is churning my stomach in so many ways.
やはりそうでしたか。
He smiles like the card dealer at a casino.
私の見立てではありゃ子持ちです。深入りは身の破滅。一撃離脱が吉と見ました。
She has kids? Thank you for the information. I say that as monotonously as possible. If that's what he thinks is going on, there's no point talking about it.
では、私は奥で仕込みをしてますからね。
The owner makes it obvious he's trying to leave us alone. I go behind the counter in his place and face her.
雰囲気のいい店じゃないか。
That's our goal.
バーテンダーの笑顔が硬いのは減点だけど。
The manual didn't cover talking to a death goddess. I remain wary. This isn't like last time when we bumped into each other by sheer coincidence. Actually, can I be sure that was a coincidence?
私が死神だと？
She says it like it's surprising. If nothing else, that's what you are to us. You could also say we are natural enemies. Hasekura Tori came from outside my world. She lives beyond the narrow-minded rules that bind the rest of us. She destroys the customs of society and enacts the laws of her foreign kingdom. She is judge, jury, and executioner, a walking deus ex machina.
俺たちか。なるほどね。そういう同族意識が育つほどに、コミュネットは成熟してきていると見るべきなのかな。
We know it's just an illusion though. We want a place to belong to, no matter how fragile it may be. There's too much we don't know. Girl A doesn't tell us anything, so our fairy tale is one of blood, steel, life, and death. Commus, bullets that were loaded but never given a target. I can understand why so many people go to the gigs. At least there you get something exciting to do with your avatars.
共感できるね。
Why, thank you. I'm surprised she even knows that word. I stand less than 50 centimeters away from a being with a total control over whether I remain alive or not. I feel like a gun's being held against my forehead.
どうにも硬くていけないな。
Her features are stiff but well formed. She gives off an air of beauty rather than elegance. It's different from the sublime artistic polish of Kagome. This woman has no flaws, though she isn't complete. She serves just one single purpose: functional beauty. A true death goddess. She smiles. If I didn't know what she was, that might have moved my heart.
安心するといいさ。こんな場所で何をするでもないだろう。隠蔽も私の仕事の一部なんだから。わざわざ自分の手間を増やす真似はしない。
You look like the type who isn't choosy about her methods. I heave a sigh, like a prostitute telling a naive boy to come back when he's ready.
ああ、そうだよ。私の仕事は殺しだ。獲物を見定め、速やかに命を継ぐ。そのために私は町へ来た。これでいいかい？
Her job is killing people, so is she an assassin? You know about the Avatar gigs?
流行には里いようだね。
I take it you know we were at the last one.
ああ、だって直接見たからね。
I remember Kagome's warning. She said at least one person was watching us. Oh yeah, I remember that. Hasekura Tori was there as well as Takato Nanase. So why are you here today?
やけにトゲトゲしいな。私だって生身の人間だ。
Her glass holds a red, murky liquid, a Bloody Mary. The executor of old rules and the killer of new ones.
私のことを言っているのか。
I'm referring to the woman that drink is named after. She was a queen of England.
アバターギグは消える。
She empties her glass. Her words are not a proclamation, but a mere confirmation.
誰が何をしようと。どうした？
She looks up at me, confused. Nah, nothing. Something suddenly connected. Tori's face, Tori's words. Have we met somewhere before? A long time ago?
冗談は苦手なんだ。
Ah, yeah, that's right. He met that girl in the past who gave him that knife. And she told him that she's an assassin or something like that. An outline that remains in my memory. I can't decide if it fits her or not.
意外と古典的なんだ。
That's not what I meant. I'm saying you should be more choosy about who you flirt with.
違うのか？ちょっと残念ではあるな。
I can't tell how serious she is. The woman in front of me is death incarnate, but I don't feel as terrified as before. No, I still feel a deep, painful mix of fear and nostalgia. Your job is killing people.
その通りさ。殺すと定められた者の命を奪う。
Told by whom?
だがね、私の力が殺すんじゃない。意志だ。意志が人を殺す。
That's true even for me. I remember the red color. The smell of rust reaches my nose. I looked down with a dry heart at the blood spreading out around my feet. Even something as heavy as life can be blown away like a feather. I learned that everything was just a fairy tale, like that castle on the hill. That day, I also learned the weight of resolve, something that should have rusted away inside me long ago. I quiver from a red and black urge. Ever since that day, that emotion has remained deep in my chest without ever changing. It's being called back again. I'm taking hold of it once more. I killed someone. I pulled the trigger with my own will, because he would have killed me if I hadn't. Just like that time. Something inside me stirred because I would have been killed otherwise.
人の死に理由や意味を欲しがるのは常に生きてる側さ。そこに物語や教訓を与えなければ聖者は死というものを咀嚼できない。
The woman in front of me proclaims.
死に意味なんてないよ。死に意味なんてないよ。
They overlap far more vividly than before. Those are the same words I heard on that lonely rooftop. You are...
なんて顔をしている。ここは酒場だろ。さあ、新しい酒をついでくれ。
What would you like to have, miss? The death goddess smiles. I'm not looking at Tori anymore.
ラム、コアントロ、それにレモンを絞って。
An XYZ?
これで終わりって酒。
When I return, I find Benyo is already gone to bed like she said she would. I open the fridge and find some Saran wrapped plates. I mechanically insert them into the microwave. Having a Neapolitan in the middle of the night doesn't seem good for my health. Maybe she had the same thought because the sight of vegetable soup is unusually large. It feels like she thought of this only after she started making it. Unplanned kindness. It's so like Benyo. It feels quite nice. Let's see if it's any good. I dig in. I wash the dishes, then head to my bedroom. I unlock the top drawer in my desk for the first time since returning to the city. The mirror-like blade reflects my face. That day, she gave me this cursed item from the edge of the world, a little shining object I can use with one hand. But it repainted my world, more dramatically than any story, more suggestive than any religion. Serendipity, a word I don't understand, shakes me to the core. Something is taking shape around me. Puzzle pieces are finding their proper places. I imagine the red color. The black heat rises in my chest. I never forgot it, but it should have left me a long time ago, and yet it stayed intact all this time. Benyo, Haru, Izawa, Mayuki. None of us can back out of this stupid prisoner's dilemma. Likewise, I'm still imprisoned by my past. I remember Hasekura Tori, her face, her words, most of all, how she felt.
死に意味なんてないよ。
A death goddess. My tangled tongue stumbles over that term like foreign words I've never spoken before. Just one brief chance meeting under the blue sky. I didn't know her name. I didn't even remember her face. She gave me a cursed knife and a path to live on. She told me that willpower and action can change the world. She never even gave her name. If I'd lived on for another few decades, she probably would have melted away. I would have only remembered her as an illusion my childhood mind invented. Hasekura Tori. I recited the cursed name of the magician from the end of the world, a resident of another land. Like ghost images in a TV with bad reception, the two women seem to overlap, but not quite. I cut my fingers slightly on the blade. It was half deliberate. The red wakes me up, a color and a pain hidden from our daily lives. A wound of only a few millimeters, yet it produces so many emotions I'm pushed back by them. This pain is a boundary. Beyond it lies the concept of death, an existence that has nothing to do with the sentiments and stories we create on this side. We can't approach it or get away from it. It's just lying there, cold and unpleasant, like a ruined building before the dawn. That's why pain exists. It's the line we must never cross. People have died in fights between avatars, without pain, misery, or even the sense that it really happened. But that time was different. Everything came back to me then. Which is why I have to remember it once again. I have to remember the pain and misery that come along with the death. The red color, neon red. Yoshimori Minato's face comes to mind. She was with that dangerous man. Should I tell Benio about that? As I hesitate, something feels off. There was clearly something different about Yoshimori. Because she has friends now? Before she was strong and fragile because she was alone. Those parts of her weren't there tonight. No, I should say they've changed. I remember that group. They were kinda like us. Prisoners connected to the Black Dragon, 5 bullets tied to an absolute fate. I guess it's not impossible. How many connectors are there in this city? I don't know why we were picked, so I haven't the slightest idea who else is getting chosen. All tragedies and all joys are equally likely in this gentle kingdom. The world is an unfair altruist. That's yet another of the lessons I learned that day. I checked the Avatar gig thread before going to bed. It hasn't changed in the slightest. The posters were dancing ravenously around inconsistent information.